Malaysia's biggest city, Kuala Lumpur, have been broken up by riot police. Thousands of people have converged on the city centre to call for equal rights for ethnic Indians, but police fired rounds of tear gas and used water cannon to quell the demonstrations, which lasted for several hours. The demonstrators gathered in the early morning, but just by being here, they were in open defiance of the authorities. Restraining orders had been issued to deter anyone from turning up. The government had declared this gathering illegal. But still, thousands came to take part in the demonstrations, which were meant to protest the colonial policies of Britain. Ethnic Indians wanted to deliver a petition to the British High Commission. In reality, with warnings that no defiance would be tolerated, this became a demonstration against the government. Roadblocks were set up to prevent anyone from marching towards the British diplomatic mission. The government's sensitive to popular protests. Just 2 weeks ago, tens of thousands had gathered in Kuala Lumpur to call for open elections. Although Sunday's demonstrations weren't as big, any defiance in this country is significant. This is only the second major demonstration in a decade. Unable to march, demonstrators simply camped in the street. Ignoring warnings to move on, they were sprayed with water cannon. This time it contained chemicals that stings the eyes and skin. Individuals were targeted for arrest. These scenes played out in different areas of the city, many of those taking part angry they weren't allowed to make their point.
We are coming here as a peaceful citizen, Malaysian citizen, to fight for our rights only.
We are here to protest. This is the democratic country. So in that instance, that's why we are here.
As the crowd was dispersed with tear gas, protesters threw the canisters back at police officers, forcing them to withdraw. Under the shadow of the Petronas Twin Towers, the symbol of modern Malaysia, thousands more were dispersed, the stinging tear gas leaving them no option but to move on. Indians are the third largest ethnic group here. Since independence half a century ago, authorities have worked hard to keep the peace between divergent races. Sunday's demonstrations show that peace sometimes has to be imposed. Well, joining us now for some reaction on the phone from the Malaysian state of Pahang is SK Devamani. He's a member of Parliament for the Malaysian Indian Congress, which I should point out is part of the ruling Barisan Nasional coalition government. So can I just ask you to begin with, why is it appropriate for the police to be using tear gas and liquid chemicals to disperse a peaceful crowd?
Hello?
Yes, so I'm just asking you why it's appropriate to use force.
Hello? Hello?
So I'm asking you, why is it appropriate for the police to be using tear gas and spraying liquid chemicals to disperse a peaceful crowd?
First of all, this country, Malaysia, has been independent for 50 years. And peace has been the order of the day. And we have brought tremendous development to this nation. And I must tell you that if this gathering has been orchestrated by people who are not responsible, then it's no good for nation building. 50 years
but
of
so the protest
great.
was proceeding peacefully. You'd said that it was illegal, but for all intents and purposes it was a peaceful protest. So why react with force?
So probably the last protest also was reacted in the same manner. The crowd was probably not was also unprecedented. And I am not there to see how the police is actually handling the situation. But I must tell you that in Malaysia, we don't have the culture of protest this way. We are a democratic country. People can show through their ballot boxes their preference for candidates and their representation.
Why then, if there is a democratic process in place, do you not allow protests to take place? These people had requested a permit and you turned it down. Why is that necessary?
Oh, I think the intention was wrong, I think, because religion was used and religious issues are very sensitive in this part of the nation. We are a multi-religious nation, and things can go out of place when emotions are flaring.
But hold on,
We
you
must
seem
be
to be
very careful
suggesting
when we
that the
deal with
protesters
emotions.
were causing the violence, but in fact that was not the case. It was clearly the police that were taking the aggressive stance by firing tear gas and spraying chemicals through water cannons. They were not
Then we'll
provoked
have
by
to-
the protesters.
No, we have to see the type of people who came for the demonstration. I am not there, but I wish that the demonstrators are matured and know how to handle themselves.
So what do you mean by
Because I think you are
type of
trouble.
people? Are you referring to the fact that these people are of Indian ethnicity? Is that something that the government cannot accept? Indians taking to the streets?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The Prime Minister has been giving tremendous allowances for openness and feedbacks from the people. The press has been given freedom. Legislatively, freedom has been given the last 4 years.
Okay.
And the result of this response is also because of that openness. And I think the reactions could be instigated by one or two incidences, which could have been overshot, overblown, and that is the reason. A layman doesn't know exactly what is being done.
All right,
And
SK
if you ask
Devamani,
me,
I'm afraid we're going to have to leave it there, but we do appreciate you giving us your comments. SK Devamani from the Malaysian Indian Congress. Well, the former World Chess Champion